Okay, so I'm going to attempt to teach the kettlebell jerk. I haven't actually trained, like I spent a half an hour rambling about this, and it's too long. So 18 kilo bell, start light when you start these to get the technique down. So for me, I like my position is almost like a squat. I open my hips up, my feet are out. That is how my feet are shaped, right? Like if I try to go close in, like Mark Wildman would say, it causes a very uncomfortable feeling throughout my legs and it screws my balance completely. So for me, I'm out like this. My jerk is pretty much like this. So I'm almost doing a squat. I am going to do an equal amount on each side because I am very much neurotic like that. So that's how I do it. And then when I catch it, I go down like that and then back up. From the side, it's going to look like this. And then I come under it like that. If I'm doing from the right side here, I do believe that's why my legs get more muscular and maintain size and strength when I am doing a lot of these and long cycle, is because it's just such high volume and that's a really explosive movement and your legs respond best to volume. So you'll notice that when I'm just doing jerk and I'm doing it for extended periods of time, I will lock the weight out overhead because this is an incredibly stable position, and I will kind of lean like I'm doing a bench press, even more stable, and I'll just breathe because holding it on my hip here makes my ability to breathe very, very poor. And then you can do a jerk in with a snatch, and that makes it a little, it makes it more doable going long. But that's how I like to rest with it. Overhead if I'm going for extended periods of time of just the jerk. If I'm doing long cycle, I don't need to do it because you just keep the belt going. You're basically slingshotting it up and down and the muscles don't get tired. You don't really need a rest. So if at any point during a long cycle I get kind of tired and I need a breath, I will just hold it up like this rather than rest it on the hip there. Even though I can do it the way you're supposed to, I prefer it like this because I can breathe. And then I just bring it up. Then I'll lock it out over here. Locking it out overhead the way I do also has the added benefit of being increased core work, just like a bench press. So it's a win in my book. But that's how I do the jerk. I have not been formally taught. I came to it just playing around with it. I have not had to teach anybody how to do it. Usually I'm just teaching the swing and the clean. Most everyone can figure out how to press. I taught one dude how to do high pulls and the snatch. The jerk is not as complicated. It just requires a little bit of mobility And I feel like it's a very natural athletic movement. So if you've done any type of sports or trained for a while, I really do think it will come naturally to you. So the beauty of kettlebells is that you can make the kettlebells move around your body. You don't need to have a super rigid technique or form to get in a good kettlebell workout and to not hurt yourself. Unless you're doing something really stupid, like full double snatch with weights that you cannot handle, me, like I did a couple years ago and wrecked my back. I think you're fine, especially if you start light. Like if you start with a 16 kilo bell, if you've never done the jerks before, you're totally fine. You're not going to hurt yourself. You just play around with the movement. It's basically like, the way I do it is like a squat, like a quarter squat with a bit of a jump. I'm just kind of loading up the quads, the hamstrings, and I'm just kind of initiating the push from the ankles upward. And we just kind of dip under the bell. You don't even have to dip under the bell. You can just go like this. Take your breath, always brace. See, you don't even need to dip under the bell. It's more like a push jerk. And that's good if you want to emphasize the shoulders a little more. So maybe like a push press, right? I think it's better with a barbell, the pathing. As far as the jerk goes, most of the upper body muscles that are actually working, it's actually your back. It's your delts, your lats, rhomboids, all that shit. It's basically every muscle in your upper back is what's getting cooked on a jerk, especially like the clean and jerk, because you're doing the clean. Now if you're doing the sport style clean, maybe not as much, because it's literally just like this. It's a very easy movement, and they kind of do the double knee bend. You're not going to work it as much, your back. That's not what it's for. That really is just like ease of, it's a more efficient motion. What you'll notice, the way that I tend to do my double clean with a long cycle, like, I'm really loading that fucker up, hard style. Just because I train EMOM, so like I'm getting my breath in between. I want to be as explosive as possible. But yeah, very rough jerk tutorial that was under 10 minutes, unlike the last one, which was half an hour. I guess this kind of counts as a light training session for me, because it's been about 39 minutes or whatever. But yeah, hope that helps. Play around with it. Peace.